Alright, pproteus back for round 2. This is an interesting hand for sure, but like it has the fatal flaw of lots of lands again, but it's got Elven Guide, it's got a basin, so I think I'm going to keep it. No idea what my opponent's on. There's definitely an argument that you should just straight mull any hand with like 3 lands plus a Kyrian. But because this hand has a plan, even if it's not a great one, like this is enough to do something. In certain matchups, I would definitely mulligan. Yeah. Not sure. Bloodfell Caves. Okay, that's interesting. I'm gonna play Kyrian. It's not important. I don't care. I don't care if it gets killed. In a lot of matchups, I would be. Sorry, in a lot of hands, I would be unhappy to get anything edicted other than my Nest Invader token. But here, yeah, I don't actually care if it dies. And I want to run my opponent out of instant speed removal. So it looks like we're playing against Rakdos mid-range or something like that. I'm just going to play Nest Invader, gets me protection from edicts, and maybe let me even attack next turn. And then play Pit's Call plus Null plus Hold Up Vines. I mean, this deck isn't too popular, so I can't really tell you exactly what my matchup is like against it, but I think my matchup against it's pretty good. I think that's mainly because the deck's pretty bad, but maybe it's not. Let me see if I can figure it out. I am. Alright, I'm 1 and 2 lifetime in this matchup. Oh, Firebrand Archer. Maybe not exactly Rakdos control. Well, it's time for Elven Guide. I'm afraid of Edict, so I'm going to walk into Doomblade. But like Edict is just such a reasonable thing for any black player to have, and giving up my Edict protection just sounds pretty dumb. Like this could be worth a card instead of just a mana. So I want to get that card, or at least get the tempo of having my opponent have dead cards in their hand. Okay, you know, I have no idea what's in my opponent's deck. I have not played against this before. Maybe they're playing Exhume, but no, you don't play Firebrand Archer in an Exhume deck, do you? Who knows? Maybe they're playing Bump in the Night? But why? I wouldn't play Faithless Looting in a Bump in the Night deck. Why are they playing black for Bump in the Night? Like that's... Anyways, let's just wait and see what they do. I don't think I'm going to guess. Wonder. Opponent discards Keldon, Marauders, and Lightning Bolt. Jeez, They discarded a 2-drop and a lightning bolt. What? Why? Why is this happening? Am I gonna die next turn? I don't think I'm gonna die. But this is so crazy weird. So I can definitely cast Elephant Guide, but I think I don't want to. I think I want to leave up Vines, and I think I want to diversify my threats. Actually, if my opponent spends the mana Doomblading my Nestivator, and then I get two, yeah, if I get 2 3/3s out of that, that's fine. Never mind. I'm attacking. I'm going to play the Pit Skulk because my opponent might be in chump block mode next turn. Although, I think I will block my opponent's attacks. I'd have to think about it. Okay, well, good thing I didn't value leaving up Vines too much. What? My opponent has 2 cards in their hand. What could they have that makes them win this game? Doomblade plus Angler? I've been recording challenge data, and to do that, I write down what each of my opponents were playing, and I have no idea what I'm going to write down for this player. Vault Scourge is not bad, assuming I'm not going to die, and I'm probably not. Like, against Burn, I'm afraid of things because I can just get Fire Blasted, but this opponent is not going to Fire Blast me. So I'm going to attack with Nestivator. They're going to chump with their Caldon Marauders. I'm going to go to 9, and then they could technically have Bolt, 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 but I'm pretty sure they don't. No, I'm going to 7. Yeah, there's no point in not casting the Vault Scourge. There's nothing that I would expect to die to. Like, they could have Flame Rift, but I wouldn't. Oh, wait, but I keep forgetting about Firebrand Archers. So I guess I do just die to Bolt Bolts, whereas I wouldn't have died to that otherwise. Alright, maybe that's sketchy. I'm not dead to Bolt, right? They discarded 2 lands. Alright, am I dead, opponent? Am I dead or are you dead? Oh, Unearthed Keldon Marauders? What? Alright, I would like to draw a Rancor. I guess I'm dead to Bolt right now. Opponent clearly doesn't have Bolt, or they would just use it, right? Alright, so it's going to be interesting here. So I could put the Rancor on the Nestivator. Problem with that is my opponent could have Doomblade. If I put Rancor on Nestivator and attack with everything, then they're going to take 1 from the Vault Scourge, 2 from a 2-drop, and then 7. So that's lethal. The only problem is they might have a Doomblade. And if they do have Doomblade, it totally makes sense to wait until my turn. Other option is I could put the Rancor on the Vault Scourge. Put the Rancor on the Vault Scourge, attack with everything. The Marauders, Chumps, Nest Invader, Firebrand Archer blocks. Firebrand Archer doesn't even need to block. So, okay, so I'm going to put it on the Vault Scourge, assume they have Doomblade. They probably just Doomblade the Vault Scourge, and then Chump. And then I'm at 2. Yeah, you know what? I'm doing it. I don't particularly just die if they have Doomblade. So, and I don't get much benefit out of anything else if they don't. So I think this is lethal. Opponent is free to prove me wrong. It's hard to play around things when I have literally no idea what's in my opponent's deck. Okay. And okay, that was weird. How do I sideboard against this guy? Oh man. Well, I think I like Bolt Scourge. I could keep Get Shot. Faith Wing just doesn't belong in a Firebrand Archer deck unless you're going for a particular combo. Because it's card disadvantage. You'd rather just play Needle Drop. Unearth is very interesting. I mean, I've never seen Unearth Keldon Marauders before, but that's not particularly bad. Keldon Marauders is a very efficient card, and unearthing it is even more efficient. And then you can unearth the Firebrand Archer. That's probably their incentive for playing the deck. Night's Whisper is decent as well. So I think this is going to be like the Is It Burn decks that we were seeing a little while ago, except instead of blue for Preordains, it's black for Night's Whisper. So, is there anything in my deck I don't like? I have absolutely no idea how to sideboard. Probably don't want multiple gut shots, but gut shot kills Firebrand Archer. Is that worth it? Probably just isn't. Probably don't even care. Bring in Life goes on. And bring in, yeah, Young Wolves, maybe? Like, Young Wolves are good against things that my opponents could do for sure. Moongenic's actually good. Kick around as well. Something like this. Epic Confrontation is a good way of dealing with my opponent's 2/1s, especially because they don't have. Whoops. Especially because they don't have Fire Blast. Isn't that the whole point of Burn, that you get to play with Fire Blast? And then, you know, that was the comment on Is It Burn that a lot of people had was, why aren't you just playing Fire Blast? I'm going to keep this. It's definitely got problems, like if I don't hit my second land, then I might just not get to do anything interesting. But if I do, lots of good stuff in this hand. So I'll keep this. And again, I really don't know like how this matchup's going out, so you get to see me struggling in real time. I could totally have something bad happen to me like Searing Blaze. I'm glad to see the land because I think this might just die. Opponent's not using their mana. Okay. I want to get Rankers out while I have the chance, I think. I also want to turn on the Pit Skulk, so I'm going to play it. My opponent hasn't convinced me that they actually have Edicts, so I'm not going to play around Edicts. The Young Wolves are coming in, not because of anti-Edicts, but because my opponent might have sweepers. Might have Murder Vashes or Electrickery, things like that. Young Wolf is pretty good against those. As well, Young Wolf is good against turn 2 Searing Blaze. Okay, so opponent Knights Whispered themselves. I don't really know if this is something you can do. Like, maybe they're gonna Martyr of Ashes me next turn, and I get owned. Yeah, I just don't buy Faithless Looting. To play Faithless Looting, you need to either have graveyard synergies or be really insistent on finding the combos. And maybe they are really insistent on finding their combo of Firebrand Archer plus stuff. Or maybe they're really insistent on this graveyard strategy of Unearthed Keldon Marauders. So that was a great draw. I'm just going to Elven Guide up my Pit Skulk. My opponent may not be able to... Oh, I just... Okay, I just clicked through my attack step. Take a deep breath. Pretend that didn't happen. That doesn't cost me too much. Lightning Bolt's okay. What else does my opponent have? I could get Doombladed or Edicted here, but at least I have my Elephant. Opponent's paying life. That's pretty funny. That's pretty funny. I'm very happy that my opponent's paying life. Curse. Yeah, curse doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all. So I think I just need to play Burning to Emissary. There's no excuse. But I want to get Rancor because it deals damage now and because it plays around Doomblade. But Burning to Emissary puts just more power on the table. Opponent's dead on board. I actually could have killed them last turn had I attacked. Or at least I would have set up lethal. They might have played that differently. Alright, let's see if they have anything. They're not going to burn me out. They only have 5 mana. Flashback Faithless Looting is not promising for my opponent. I can't actually think of anything that would save them. Like, they're going to Doomblade this guy. They're going to Doomblade at instant speed, I guess. Yeah, actually that saves them if they Doomblade at instant speed. They only take 6. Getting a life, that's not bad. But what do you do about my 7/5? Sure, Unearthed Keldon Marauders is fine. Can't block my 7/5. That's why I put the Elephant Guide on the Pit Skulk. And also because I didn't need the extra mana. Alright, and my opponent doesn't have Swamp, so I don't have to play around Snuff Out. Okay, I was going to go through my outs. Alright, so interesting deck for my opponent. This match has left me thinking that they need to do some refining. See you in the next round.